Hello everyone, it's me Uncle John. Today I am going to read Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Chapter 9, The Midnight Duel, page 146 to 148. The Slytherins were already there. I saw 20 broomsticky sticks lying in neat lines on the ground. Harry had heard Fred and George Weasley complain about the school brooms, saying that some of them started to vibrate if you flew too high, or always flew slightly to the left. The teacher, Madame Hooch, arrived. She had short gray hair and yellow eyes like a hawk. Well, what are you all waiting for? She barked. Everyone stand by a broomstick. Come on, hurry up. Harry glanced down at his broom. It was old, and some of the twigs stuck out at odd angles. Stick out your right hand over your broom, called Madame Hooch at the front, and say up, up, everyone shouted. Harry's broom jumped into his hand at once, but it was one of the few that did. Hermione Granger's had simply rolled over on the ground, and Neville's hadn't moved at all. Perhaps brooms, like horses, could tell when you were afraid, thought Harry. There was a quaver in Neville's voice that said only too clearly that he wanted to keep his feet on the ground. Madame Hooch then showed them how to mount the brooms without sliding off the end, and walked up and down the rows, correcting their grips. Harry and Ron were delighted when she told Malfoy he'd been doing it wrong for years. Now when I blow my whistle, you kick off from the ground. Hard, said Madame Hooch. Keep your brooms steady. Rise a few feet and then come straight back down by leaning forward slightly. On my whistle, 3, 2. But Neville, nervous and jumpy and frightened of being left on the ground, pushed off hard before the whistle had touched Madame Hooch's lips. Come back, boy, she shouted, but Neville was riding straight up like a cork shot out like out of a bottle, 12 feet, 20 feet. Harry saw his scared white face, looked down at the ground, falling away, saw him gasp, slip sideways off the broom, and wham, a thud and a nasty crack. And Neville lay face down on the grass in a heap. His broomstick was still rising higher and higher, and started to drift lazily toward the forbidden forest and out of sight. Madame Hooch was bending over Neville, her face was as white as his. Broken wrist, Harry heard her mutter. Come on, boy, it's all right, up you get. She turned to the rest of the class. None of you is to move while I take this boy to the hospital wing. You leave those brooms where they are, or you will be out of Hogwarts before you can say Quidditch. Come on, dear. Neville, his face tear-streaked, clutching his wrist, hobbled off with Madame Hooch, who had her arm around him. No sooner were they out of earshot than Malfoy burst into laughter. Did you see his face, the great lump? The other Slytherin joined in. Shut up, Malfoy, snapped the Parvati the Patil. Ooh, sticking up a long bottom, said Pansy Parkinson, a hard-faced Slytherin girl. Never thought you'd like fat little crybabies, Parvati. Look, said Malfoy, darting forward and snatching something out of the grass. It's that stupid thing Longbottom's grandson him. The rememberer glittered in the sun as he held it up. Keep that here, Malfoy, said Harry quietly. Everyone stopped talking to watch. Malfoy smiled nastily. I think I'll leave it somewhere for Longbottom to find. How about up a tree? Give it here, Harry yelled, but Malfoy had leapt onto his broomstick and taken off. He hadn't been lying. He could fly well. Hovering level with the topmost branches of an oak, he called, Come and get it, Potter. Harry grabbed it. He grabbed his broom. No, shouted Hermione Granger. Madame Hooch told us not to move. You get us all into trouble. Harry ignored her. Blood was pounding in his ear. He mounted the broom and kicked hard against the ground and up. Up he soared. Air rushed through his hair. and his robes whipped out behind him. And in a rush of fierce joy, he realized he'd found something he could do without being taught. This was easy. This was wonderful. He pulled his broomstick up a little to take it even higher, and heard the screams and gasps of girls back on the ground, and an admiring whoop from Bram. He turned his broomstick sharply to face Malfoy in midair. Malfoy looked stunned. "Give it here," Harry called. "I'll knock you off that broom." The end.